Welcome to Naveen Tech Hub, where AI meets real-world engineering.
So, if you've been using AI for coding, you've probably treated it like a question and answer machine, right? But what if it could be more than that? What if it could be a real, proactive partner, an agent that actually takes initiative? Well, today we're going to show you how to move past those basic prompts and turn Claude Code into a genuine collaborator on your team. And this quote right here, it just nails the fundamental shift in thinking. See, it's not just about getting answers anymore, it's about giving your AI partner the freedom to explore, to plan, and to build all on its own. This means you get to spend way less time spoon-feeding it instructions and more time just reviewing the awesome work it's done. And this visualization shows that core difference perfectly. A traditional chatbot, it's passive. It just sits there, waiting for you to tell it the next thing to do. But in what we call an agentic environment, Claude is proactive. You just describe the goal, the what, and it gets to work figuring out the how, working through all the steps to get there by itself. So, where does all this magic happen? It all starts right in your terminal. But hey, don't worry, this whole thing is designed to be incredibly straightforward and conversational, even if you're not a command line wizard. That's literally it. No crazy, complex commands to memorize right off the bat. You just type Claude, hit enter, and you open up this powerful interactive session where you can just talk to it in plain English. Okay, so once you're in, you can switch between 3 key modes just by hitting Shift plus Tab. You'll start out in chat mode, which is awesome for safety because it'll ask for your permission before it actually makes any changes, kind of like having training wheels on. Then, when you're feeling confident and want to move fast, you can switch to Accept Edits. And for any big, complex task, you'll want to start in Plan mode. This lets Claude give you a high-level strategy before a single line of code gets written. And this brings us to a really solid workflow. You start off in Plan mode, just letting Claude get the lay of the land, understand the code base. Then, you ask it for a detailed plan. From there, you just switch over to Chat or Accept Edits mode and let it run with that plan. And the best part? When it's all done, you can even tell Claude to commit the changes with a good, descriptive message. How cool is that? Now for a super important pro tip. Like any large language model, Claude has what's called a context window. That's its short-term memory of the conversation. So when you're switching to a totally new task, just type /clear to wipe the slate clean. This stops details from your last job from confusing it and keeps Claude focused and performing at its absolute best. So clearing the context is great for starting fresh, but what about the stuff you always want Claude to remember for a specific project? Well, that is exactly what the CLAUDE.md file is for. Think of it as your project's permanent memory, a set of instructions Claude reads at the start of every single session. And getting started with this couldn't be any easier. Just run the /init command. Claude will scan your entire project, look at your tech stack, your build systems, and automatically generate a really solid starter file for you. It does all that initial heavy lifting. And you have total control over the scope of these instructions. You can put a Claude.md file in your home directory, and that sets global rules for all of your projects. You can put one in your project's root folder, check it into Git, and share team-wide rules. And for your own personal notes that nobody else needs to see, you can use a Claude.local.md file and just add that to your .gitignore. So, what should you actually put in this file? Well, the key is to include stuff that Claude can't possibly guess on its own, like your team's custom bash commands or very specific testing instructions. On the flip side, you want to leave out things it already knows, like standard Python syntax, or stuff that's better off as just a link, like really long API documentation. And this right here, this is the golden rule. Keep it concise. A bloated, giant file actually makes Claude less effective because your really important instructions just get lost in all the noise. For every single line you add, ask yourself this one question. If I took this out, would Claude make a mistake? If the answer is no, then get rid of it. Okay, so CLAUDE.md is for project-specific memory. But what if you have a workflow or a piece of knowledge you use across lots of different projects? That's when you really level up by building skills. Seriously, think of them as building a custom set of reusable tools for Claude's own personal toolbox. And the magic behind how skills work is this idea called progressive disclosure.
To save precious space in that memory, that context window we talked about, Claude doesn't just load every skill you've ever made. Instead, it first scans just the name and description to find one that's relevant to your current task, and only then does it load the full instructions. It's incredibly efficient.
Creating a skill is actually super simple. You just make a new folder inside the .claude/skills directory, create a skill.md file inside of it, and then you start that file with something called YAML front matter. Now, don't let the name scare you. It's just a simple little config block right at the top of the file where you give the skill a name and a description. Now, that description is the most critical part, because that's what Claude's language model reads to decide if it should actually use your skill. So instead of just saying something generic like Python refactoring, you want to be really explicit. Write something like, use when the user asks to refactor Python code to be more idiomatic or to improve performance. This is how you teach Claude exactly when to pull out the tools you've built for it.
All right, we've covered the core workflow, we've covered memory, and we've covered skills. Now let's do a quick lightning round of some advanced power user features to show you what else is possible when you really want to crank up the automation. First up, Subagents. This is wild. You can actually have Claude delegate tasks to another, totally isolated instance of itself. So for example, you could ask your main agent to build a new feature, and it could spin up a sub-agent with the specific subtask of write unit tests for this new API endpoint. That sub-agent works in a safe, temporary copy of your files, keeping your main chat clean and focused.
Next, we have MCP, or Model Context Protocol Servers. Put simply, this is your bridge to the outside world. By setting one of these up, you can give Claude the ability to do things like securely ping the Stripe API to check a customer's subscription, or even pull user data from your production database.
And finally, hooks. You set these up in your settings file, and they let you enforce mandatory automatic actions. A perfect example is setting up a hook that automatically runs your code linter and fixer every single time Claude finishes editing a file. It just guarantees that your code style standards are always met, and you don't even have to think about it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Naveen Tech Hub for practical AI.